Hello everyone, today I'm doing just a general question and answer really. We're going to be going through lots of topics to do with cycling, and all these questions have come from you guys at home. 1 month ago, Josie Lopez said, "Hey Hippie Swift, nice video. How long did it take you to complete Land's End to John O'Groats? I'm going to be doing this trip next year. Feeling a bit nervous, but seriously looking forward to giving it a go." Don't give it a go, Josie. Fucking do it. There's no point going out there saying, "I'll give it a go. I'm gonna try it." No, you're fucking not. Do it. It's not about trying, it's about doing it. I don't train at all. I do not train whatsoever. David McQuire stated in a comment on a previous video, "Your poor ridgeback must be feeling neglected now that you're light bike packing." Yes, he is. I am still loaded touring. I'm just not uploading any videos at this time on it because I'm saving them for a project. My lightweight bike packing, I'm also saving my videos for a project. My off-road bike, that's a new bike as you guys know, so I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of new stuff for that, so get ready for some off-road bike packing, guys. I mean, I've been over jumps on this thing, and I'm not a good mountain biker, but this is a really well balanced bike. I really am so glad I bought this bike. There's nothing good about it apart from the frame and its front brake cable is new, and that's about it. But yeah, I'm not stopping touring at all, so please don't think I'm not going to touring. It's just no one's asking me about touring. They're always asking me about lightweight stuff, so I chose to go lightweight. Cool. Right, next question. Brumcraft, 1 month ago, he says, "Really like the new setup with the Lotus and Roswell bags. Surprised you can fit everything in without panniers." So am I, Brumcraft. So am I. Brumcraft is actually, he does like survivalist type camping and that sort of thing. He's got over 1,000 subscribers now, so go check him out. He's quite a good channel. Yeah, on this off-road bike packing setup you can see behind me, I've actually got my tent in the back with a nice big ground sheet. Well, it's not actually a ground sheet, it's a bicycle cover, like a thick one, but I use it as a ground sheet just for the front of my tent, or under it if there's brambles, or what you call hawthorn hedges, blackthorns, or some type of thorns, or if you're in an Arizona desert, maybe cacti. Just protect from that, protect the bottom of the tent. Yeah, I fit everything in it apart from my stoves. All of my stoves, I can't take my stoves. If I want to take my stones, they have to go in my camelback rucksack. You really like the Lotus and Roswell bags? I do as well. I saw them and they're fairly cheap, so I bought them to try them out and show you guys the quality of cheap bags, and they've survived. Wow, they survived nearly a year. When I'm out in the bush camping and that, is sometimes night time and I'm not too sure what I'm leaning my bike against. Sometimes the bike just falls over, bag rips at night or something, and they've done really well. They've stood up to the test of time, and I can't wait for a 1 year review on them. Albert Donald, 2 months ago, said, "Hey Hippie Swift, I love this video, but can I ask what is the name of the camo bag on your handlebars in this video?" He was commenting on my day in life video, which is now 81 or 82,000 views. Wow. Anyhow, yeah, camo bag, the single most common question on my entire Hippie Swift, well, on my entire Google Plus account in general. What is the handlebar bag, the camouflage, desert camouflage one, from my fully loaded setup? It hasn't got a make, I'm afraid. I got it off eBay for about £5 something with free postage, or £6 something with free postage and packing. Here in the United Kingdom, it's 5 litres, I think it said it was, but it didn't hold more than that. It's got straps on the side and all over it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can never provide the link for that. In fact, I'm sorry I can't provide the link for most of my stuff that I do overviews for, because I really don't have the time. I'm a family man, you know. I don't have much time for filming, so please do appreciate what I do for you guys, because I just want to inspire the future generations so they don't I don't know, just don't all become smackheads, you know, like that's what I'm scared of. Next comment is from David McGuire 3 months ago. Hi Luke, is this your setup for your next Land's End John O'Groats? What sleeping and shelter system are you using? As I would prefer to do Land's End John O'Groats on my road bike. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing that you'd be able to do Land's End John O'Groats with no issues at all. I would say do it fully loaded, but if you've got time constraints and you've got money to spare, then bike packing is the way to go, because you can just buy food on the way without taking cutting equipment or any heavy bulky items. Sleeping system, I just have my sleeping bag, sleeping mat, bivvy bag, a military basher, a few tent pegs, 6 tent pegs, that's it. A few bits of paracord, 4 lengths of paracord, about 3.5 meters long, and that's it. That's all my sleeping system. Everything else is just accessories, more or less, apart from my phone, wallet, keys, and that sort of thing. Yeah, highly recommend it. Go bike packing on it. It costs you a bit more in the long run, as you're not taking your time. When you take your time, you spend a bit less and do a bit less, you know. 1 month ago, Dick Targaryen replied, "Don't you prefer hydraulic disc brakes?" Well, Dick, no, I don't. If you imagine the wheel is turning and the brake pads are cantilever, normal caliper brakes, they go and stop via clamping onto the rim of your wheel. So your wheel's spinning around, and this thing's stopping the wheel by cantilever motion when the wheel's going round. It's stopping it more or less at the same point that the tyre is touching the ground, the brake is touching next to the tyre. So all the force is going through the rim, and there's no stopping force on the spokes. Now, when it's like my mountain bike, they should have reinforced spokes, because the disc rotors are in the middle of the wheel, and when the wheel's spinning round, all the energy is in this wheel spinning round, so the grip on the wheel is being pulled. Now if you stop that rotor completely in the middle to stop it dead, the wheel that's still going round still wants to go round and will strain the spokes, if you get my drift. So no, I don't use disc brakes for surely that purpose, because I don't want any mechanical failures or anything when I'm out on the road. Same with repairing hydraulic disc brakes, is if I can't repair it on the road then I'm not going to use it, and it's fairly useless to me, if you know what I mean. Carrie High commented saying, "Lovely vid mate, what type of long pants were you wearing?" Trousers. What long pants were you wearing? With the extra chain guard and patches. Do you recommend them for all seasons and riding? I wouldn't recommend them for riding unless you have a chain guard or something to stop your trousers cutting in. They're actually Bear Grylls trousers. They're kind of elasticy, the trousers themselves. Around, it's got a bum pad. They're not hard. They're just an extra layer of material. They've got bum pad, knee pads, and on the inside of your calf muscles, they have what look like chain protectors, which are black, but it's just more elasticy, tough material, and they're very, very good for camping and all round weathers. For cycling, yeah, they're breathable. They actually do dry out extremely quickly, thinking about it, so no need for waterproof trousers when you're on a bike. You can just get indoors after 5 minutes, even indoors with the windows closed. I find that they just dry off nicely because they're so thin and well, not knitted, well, the weave is really nice, so I highly recommend them Bear Grylls trousers, like a two-tone pitch colour. Gary Buck commented saying, "What type of racks do you recommend for front and rear to a beginner looking to travel abroad at some point in the next couple of years?" Well, Gary, like, I wouldn't recommend really expensive racks. Just spend £15 to £25 tops on each rack. They'll be good enough for thousands of miles. Most people that start touring, especially fully loaded touring, they go out and spend £2.5 to £3 on the bike, and all the gear, all the panniers, all the setup, all navigation, all the dynamo hub, electrics and batteries and everything like that. 3 days in, they're quitting fucking touring, they're selling their shit for 1/3 the price it cost them. Great for someone else gonna be getting into it if they see a second-hand setup for 1/3 the price. But it's no good to you guys at home, and that's what I am all about on my channel. And it's just educating and inspiring you guys. Into you don't need all the top of the range gear. I've got it because I've collected it over the years. I didn't go out and rich kid it up and say, yeah, I just want that. I've been working hard at this for a good 6-7 years now, so I not only know my shit about the shit I've got, I just know my shit about what you need and what shit you don't need, because most of the really expensive stuff is just really expensive, and that's the only difference between it. But yeah, racks, just get anything really. You can get anything from a boy air rack, you can get top peak racks, whatever. I mean, I haven't tried the stem racks yet, which just go on straight off your seat post, but I don't see any problem with them. You should be able to get quite a few on it if you don't put too much weight on it. Whoop-diddy woo, whoop-diddy whoop, whoop 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 whoop-diddy woo, Ben. I promised my mate Ben I wouldn't nick that. He says whoop whoop at the end, no, whoop whoop at the end of his videos. He does metal detecting. Whoop-diddy woo. Like, whoop-diddy woo, Ben. Christ de Pestle. 1 week ago he says, love your videos dude, what type of frame bag is that please? Well Christ, it's a Lotus Explorer bag from Lotus. It's not the car manufacturer Lotus, it's another company with the same name. They are about £18 to £21 on eBay and Amazon here in the United Kingdom, and about $25 to $29 in America. They're 99% waterproof, as I haven't had many problems before, although in very humid, muggy, rainy, wet weather they can sweat inside the bag if you have foodstuffs or anything like that. Second question comes from Jeff Paul 1 week ago. Have you ever used or tested budget cycle equipment from the likes of Halfords or Aldi? Here in the United Kingdom we have two main shops called Halfords, that's like a car and a bike shop. For cheapish bikes, I wouldn't say it's a bike shop specifically, but they do okay gear in there like Top Eek and Cat Eye lights and stuff like that at okay prices, and they do price matching, which is good. I have Halfords bags myself, pannier bags. They're not waterproof, as in they're drizzle proof, but they're not waterproof as in you can't submerge them or anything like that at all. In heavy rain they just get soaked through after a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours tops, and they're all soaked through. Sometimes people do comment on my video saying the Halfords bags themselves have snapped the clip off where you actually attach it to the pannier rack itself when you're fully loaded touring type thing, and when they're taking the bag off in the evening or whenever, it's actually snapped to the plastic itself, as it's just a cheap type of plastic they use for these hooks. I have found that myself, although I haven't actually broke one yet. I am very careful not to. Same with the Aldi brands. Aldi is a German, or yeah, I think it's a German company along with Lidl. They come in the United Kingdom 5-6 years ago now, and they're very good quality stuff in there. Although for cycling stuff, the panniers are good quality material, but as I said a minute ago with the Halfords bags, the straps and clips themselves do have a habit of snapping. Again, 1 week ago from a gentleman called Andrew Turner. He's quite popular on YouTube, I think. I'm not too sure, I can't see, I've just got notes. But I think he's a big YouTuber somewhere, and he says, thanks for all the info, I'm considering doing the Cheshire Cycleway, 176 miles over 2 days, and was wondering if that Lotus frame bag under the top tube would be big enough to hold a t-shirt, short sleeve cycling jersey and a pair of shorts. Yep, it can hold about 6 or 7 t-shirts, cotton t-shirts. It will hold about 8 or 9 cycling jerseys, as they're a bit thinner material when they're bunched up. So yep, that's more than fine, although personally I always put them in a 2 or 3 litre dry bag and then put them in the frame bag, just in case the frame bag sweats, like I said a minute ago. David Williams 2 weeks ago commented, tidy and informative video. My concern, buddy, is the gearing. Compact 32 on the back? Question mark. I used to your double on the front, 38-22. 10 speed, 36 tooth on the back. Cool, that's what I have. Is it 10 speed? No, sorry, I have a 9 speed, 11 to 32 or 34 on the back. Might be 34, I'm not too sure. On the back of my Specialized bike, you can see behind me there. I'm not actually too sure what my front chainring is. They're very, very hard to count in my opinion. I can't really be bothered to count my chain rings at the front, although I do get lots of questions about them. I would highly recommend just changing your rear cassette, sorry, just for the sake of bike packing and carrying heavy weight on your bikes, or more than your body weight, say, on your bikes. Just change it to a higher tooth setting at the back, and you can get up hills much more easily. Next question is from Philip John. He says, "Hi Hippie, what cameras have you got on your helmet? Is it good quality, and what make is it? Great video, keep up the good work." Well Philip, this is a GoPro Hero 4 Session. This is the original 4 Session. Nowadays you have a new model which is called just the GoPro Hero Session. This is superior to the new model. I don't know why they downgraded the new model, but they did. It gets loads of nice angles, and you can see a video specifically dedicated to my GoPros only a couple of days ago. Next question comes from William B. Taylor, who says, "That's a pretty suave setup you got there. I've been watching you for a couple of years, and it's cool to see the changes one goes through as they upgrade the gear and equipment with different configurations. I've done a similar thing and started with a bunch of stuff, and after many trips, I now have less stuff, and I fine-tuned the configuration to the necessities with only a few small luxuries." Yes, that's right. When you're bike packing, you can fine-tune everything, but when you're fully loaded touring, you have everything you would like to take with you, whereas bike packing, you're more along the lines of lightweight touring, and you just take the necessities that you need with a couple of luxuries, whatever that may be. If you take a rucksack, for instance, which I wouldn't recommend as it can play with your neck and shoulder and back muscles quite a lot after a very short amount of time, you can put necessities and that in your rucksack. But as I say, that's more along the lines of a camelback rucksack or something, just purely for water and a few mobile devices or battery chargers or that type of thing. Next up is a question from Lee Penn 3 weeks ago. He says, "I love your videos, buddy. It would be interesting to see how you plan your routes and what goes in, etc. Do you mostly go solo, in other words by myself?" Yes, I mainly go solo. My friend Kenny comes with me sometimes, and people from all over the country ride with me wherever I am when I'm there. As for planning the routes, at home I use satellite navigation and stuff like that, like Google Maps, and things like that to navigate, to plan the route, see how far it is, how long it will take, that type of thing, like as a rough guide. Because Google Maps, when it says it takes 24 hours to cycle somewhere, you're normally there in 8. Like it's reliant on you going 6-7 miles an hour on a push bike, like walking speed, which is absolutely ridiculous. So don't really trust Google Maps or Google directions that much when you're cycling. Me personally, I go by Google Maps. I mark out the route myself, see how far it is. I also, when I'm fully loaded touring, I take a big AA road map, as you guys are probably aware if you've seen any of my touring adventures, fully loaded touring adventures. Apart from that, I just have a little notepad or a simple list of place names and roads to get to these places, or roads going around places like major cities I like to avoid. Otherwise, just like Cambridge on my east to west trip a couple of years ago, I spent like 3 hours nearly trying to get out of Cambridge, and everywhere just took me in some dodgy lane that led back to the town centre, city centre. So I soon skipped going through the towns and cities Main road right next to me here. Sorry if you can hear the tractors or combine harvesters, whatever it is. Yeah, bit of paper. Write down the name of the road name, like the A10111 road name, and if it has a road name, an actual name to it, like Conquer Street or Tree Avenue or whatever, you can write that in smaller right next to it. But the road number, class number, is the most important, and then the place you're going to get to, I normally write after the number, so then I know what road I'm getting and where I'm going. And if there's a back road, I'll take that, and at least then I know exactly what road I'm getting, and not just following the street signs, because most of the time I follow street signs or bike packing, as it's much quicker where you want to be somewhere. That's why I bike pack and not fully loaded tour all the time. But when I'm touring, I just go by every country lane and scenic route possible, just to enjoy my day and, well, enjoy my life in general. That's why we cycle, don't we? 1 month ago I got a message from Steve Holland saying, great concise video, how do you rate the Roswell seat bag? Reasonably tough stitching and water resistance? Question mark. Is that an 8 litre or 10 litre version? Cheers. He also asked, what's the windproof fleece jacket you have? Is that caramel? Well, the fleece jacket is made, I think, by Trekmate or someone. That's going back to the Aldi store gear and from Lidl, sorry. I bought that from Lidl for about £10 or £15 quite a few years ago now, and it's more or less a fleece jacket with a windproof and slightly waterproof outer shell. It isn't waterproof as such, sorry. It's more along the lines of drizzle proof, and the rain just balls up and runs off. Although when you're sweating, it just sweats and it doesn't escape anywhere. Yeah, the Roswell seat bags, as you can see on my 2 bikes here, they're doing extremely well. The stitching's reasonably tough. You can see it stretch a little bit, but that's only when it's full, and I actually use my bags until they break, and I don't care if they break, especially when they're under £20 a bag. I can afford to break bags, so I test stuff a lot, and as you guys are well aware, I give it 3.5 months at least before any reviews come out, well, overviews of products come out. Just so, wasp. Well, that was scary. No, I'm going to scared. Yes, I'm scared of wasps. Where was I? Yeah, saddlebag, no issues at all. Tough stitching and material, yeah, cool. 100% on the material. It's brilliant, hardcore material. It's wearproof and that. Water resistance, none. Like, none whatsoever. It's not advertised as waterproof. They're not waterproof. Put dry bags in them. Put 2 fucking dry bags in them. Do what you want. They're not waterproof. Under 20 quid, you don't expect them to be waterproof. If they were, they'd be about 60 or 70 quid. They are really nice bags. Yeah, so next question. Sorry about that, guys, my camera just died. Yeah, 3 circlips, really fucking hard ones to get off if you want to actually get inside the Alpine hub. It's very secure, but that's just stock grit and grind, and for idiots playing around with it if they don't know what they're doing. Next question is by David Walsh. 1 month ago he asked, hi, just wondering what camera do you use, please? And yes, I do enjoy watching videos. Well, I haven't got it here with me now because 1 I'm recording with and 2 are indoors in a minute. The one I'm recording with for my high quality videos and that is a Nikon D70-100 DSLR, digital single lens reflex digital camera. It's one of the top line models. It's not a professional camera, but it's a semi-professional camera. Has all professional features, but at the cost of not having, actually I'm not too sure what it doesn't have that a professional one does. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the professional cameras out there for 8 or 9 grand, Nikon do and Canon do, don't have some of the features that this one does. So I got this one because there's lots of features, and it wasps back again. Yeah, it's a Nikon D70-100. I've got a Panasonic HC-V130 Full HD 1080p camcorder, like handycam type thing, which is made by Panasonic. They're really good. They're about 130, 140 quid brand new, about 20 quid brand 20, 30 quid second hand. Unfortunately, batteries don't last long, so you always find them second hand real cheap and just buy some more batteries off eBay or something. Jet Boy, he says, what are you filming the moon with? In my previous videos I was entitled Cliff Camping next to a nuclear bunker. I was cliff camping next to a nuclear bunker. It's an ex-Ministry of Defence bunker that hold like missiles and that type of thing. Yeah, I basically got my tripod and my little handy cam, which is a Panasonic HC-V130 as I told you earlier, and just zoomed in on that. It has an optical zoom of 80 times, so that done more than enough to get a good close shot of the moon, and I've done a nice time lapse of it going across the sky. Bib bib. Ruby Blue commented saying, what lights do you recommend? I highly need to get some, but are overwhelmed by so much bloody choice. Cool, thanks for the good language, I appreciate it on my channel. Well, Ruby Blue, I actually know her through Facebook, you know. It's not taking the piss. Yeah, lights, you can just get any lights you like as long as they're USB chargeable. If you go for cheap ones, they might break after a year. Mine have been broken and they were £1.99 or £1.50 or something each off eBay. They're just these little ones, and the battery actually lasts quite a few months. It's just held on by a bit of elastic, which is supposed to be going around whether you put it on your handlebars or seat tube, whatever. Yeah, USB rechargeable lights, nothing wrong with them. The next question. Irma Right. I don't know that name, if that is a name. Iram Right says, how do you manage flat tyres? What is your advice? I hate flats. Yep, I hate flats too, so much I don't actually get flats. I haven't had a flat tyre in absolutely miles, like seriously a good, I don't know, 6 to 8,000 miles I haven't had a flat tyre. It's one cold coffee. I've been out here doing this film too long now. Alright. I'm getting bored, going crazy. What's your advice? I don't get them, I'm sorry. I can't advise you. Just get a good set of tyres and be careful where you're riding. Potholes are one of the main things when you're loaded with bike packing or whatever. There's a bit more weight on your bike. You can't really jump your body weight off. You can hop up or whatever, you know, just take your weight off the bike if you see a pothole coming or something, like normal cycling in general. But yeah, you can't do much when there's weight on the bike, as the bike just slams into it anyway, unless you bunny hop over it. But you have to watch your rims. So I'm sorry about that. You can take some puncture repair, scab patches, and that's about all my advice really. Just go a bit careful when you're actually cycling. Paul Meller says, what do you recommend in solar panels and power banks? Do a vid, Top Man, please. Cool, Top Man. I think there's a shop like Next here in the United Kingdom, but I prefer Primark. No, I didn't actually mean that as a joke. I don't like Primark. Battery pack made by Zag, 18,000 mAh, I think. 44.4 watt hours.